Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Hello, hello, hello. So, I got a few things that I want to talk to you guys about. And I wanted to make you a quick audio just to get out there to try to help somebody out. I wanted to talk about ownership, responsibility, being a victim, or not being a victim, having no excuses, you owing you, having discipline, and understanding that winners win. Denial. Denial, 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 denial. People, what are we doing? We're walking through life with blinders on, and we can't even admit it. Our families are doing things wrong, and we're justifying them. We're being enablers. We're sweeping things under the rug. We can't be in denial. We gotta shake some people up. We gotta shake up ourselves. It's called ownership. Let's just set everybody else off to the side for once. How about yourself? What are you doing? What type of denial are you experiencing? What type of ownership do you need to take? This is all I'm trying to do is stimulate your mind for you to ask yourself an honest question and give yourself an honest answer. For me, let me guess. What are some of the things I'm in denial about or have been? I mean, my mouth is vicious. And people tell me it all the time. And I've been in denial or not really taking ownership. Like, come on. Now, I'm the type of person that if someone points something out to me, I'll acknowledge it, I'll ponder it, I'll process it. That's my DNA, that's my type. But what do I do to fix it? That's a whole nother monster. So yeah, I have been in denial about not having a filter or not using it. You know, we all have a mental filter, so to speak. If people are saying you don't have one, well, then we know that lots of people do. It's not that we don't, it's just that we don't want to take ownership. We don't want to do the work. It's hard work to slow down and care. It's hard work to take your time and use your words carefully instead of just spitting it out. One's harder than the other. And a lot of us, unfortunately, like to take the easy way out. So I'm coming to you and telling you that we, me, you, have to learn how to get out of denial and take ownership for whatever your monsters and demons are. Once we start working on ourselves, life is gonna get good. Let's get it. Irresponsibility versus responsibility. Okay? What are we doing? What are we doing that's irresponsible? We're not paying our bills on time. We neglecting our children where, instead of spending time with the kids or your significant other or meaningful things, we'll stay on the phone for 10 hours. I mean, literally, the phones and the computers and the devices, people are driving down the street and they can't even keep their eyes on the road because they're too busy texting, jeopardizing other people's lives. We need to start being more responsible in all areas of our lives. Responsibility. You know what happens when you're responsible? You look back. When you do something real responsible, you start to form this habit and good things start happening, you say, man, look how good life is getting. Look how my decisions and my choices are becoming better and they're different. So now I'm starting to tap into my abundance. I'm starting to tap into my good karma now. Because what happens is, the more we put into the good karma, the more it's going to come back, and sometimes it takes a while. That's why they say what goes around comes around. But they ain't talking about the gravitron. They're not talking about a Ferris wheel. Karma takes its own course, and the universe is going to spin it back around. So when you stop putting negativity into the bad karma zone, eventually the bad karma zone dwindles out and dies. That's when you're going to start feeling the fruits of your labor. All right? We need to stop being victims. Be a victor. Listen, we all been hurt. I've been a victim. I'm still a victim of some things. But I don't want to be a victim. I'm going to be victorious. It's a choice. It's a state of mind. Turn it on and turn it off. You can do it. Practice it. Sooner or later, the victim dies and the victor rises. You can be a victor. You don't have to be a victim. It's a choice. The more that we feed the you did this and you did that, bro, sis, we're living in the past now. We're here today, and we got to worry about even if we get a chance to make it to tomorrow. Live in the present. Don't be a victim. Tell yourself, cast down every negative thought and tell yourself that you are a winner. Because here's the matter. I have down here, winners win, losers lose. Okay? You are a winner. You have the choice to go from losing battles into winning battles. But it takes work. You don't just lay down. And if you do, you gotta get back up. You gotta get that spark inside of you. You gotta dig deep. You gotta tell yourself that you can do it. You know why you gotta tell yourself you can do it? Because you can. You've done it once. And if you've done it once, why can't you do it again? You can fall down, but are you gonna get back up? Or are you gonna stay there? Get back up, and if you fall again, guess what? Get back up, and if you fall again, guess what? Get back up. Just keep getting back up, and sooner or later, I promise you, you will not allow yourself to fall. It's the truth. I've done it. I'm a walking testimony. I told you in part one how I met a guy that I haven't seen in years, and I was still in the hood doing hood stuff. And he was praising me, telling me how good I was doing, because he knew that's how much down in the dirt I came from. I came from the bottom, the very, very, very bottom. And it was funny because just by doing some things differently, some things start to change. See, nothing is constant but change. So what do you want your change to be in the future? Do you want your change to evolve into something negative or something positive? I was in the negativity and all the way up to my throat, and I changed it by starting to do something positive. Positivity is contagious. If you stay positive, man, you'll be surprised how much more positive energy attracts to you. And then you'll grow more positivity. It's like solar energy, man. The more planks you have, the more glass you have, the more voltage you have, the more energy you have. It's awesome, man. You gotta tap into it though. And it's work, but it's not impossible. It's not that hard. It's quite simple. We make it hard. You know? I'm telling you to stop having excuses. Don't say I can't. Don't say negative things like, I can't get down there because I got the kids, or I don't have a ride. What are you talking about? Get a babysitter. Take the kids with you. Get an Uber. Please, do what you gotta do, but don't make excuses. Line them up, knock them down. Make some moves and be confident in the moves that you make. Believe in the moves that you make. And like I said, set them up and knock them down, because guess what? If you can envision that in your brain and you can make the moves in your mind, your body, and soul, you're gonna get to where you're trying to go. But if you just sit there thinking about it, it don't work that way. Faith is dead without works. You gotta beat your feet. You gotta, go knock on some doors. Sometimes you're gonna get told no. Who cares? Do it yourself then. Find a way to do it yourself. You don't need everybody. Stop being so dependent. You can do this on your own. Everything that you want to do, why are you waiting for somebody to give the approval to do it? Discipline. You gotta have discipline. Why? Because you owe it to you. If you set your alarm for 4 o'clock, stop hitting snooze. Stop hitting snooze. If you know for 3 days you hit snooze, stop going to bed at 10 or 11 at night. Get in bed, take your shower early, make your kids get in bed early. Watch the early TV show that you love, and then turn your TV show off and go to bed at 8 or 9 if 10 or 11 ain't cutting it for you. Make some changes. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you're gonna keep getting what you always got. Do you want to keep hearing the guy that at work telling you you're late again, and now you're getting him mad? You messing his day up. You destroying his day. You don't need that karma. You don't need that energy. Set your alarm and do the right thing. Let's start at the top. Responsibility, taking ownership, no excuses. They say on social media, when you know better, you do better. We got all these amazing quotes that we read every day because the stuff been circulated for the last 10 years. You go on there, people say, been a Facebook member since 2009, since Facebook opened the door. You know? We read these things every day, but do we really dissect them? Do we really make them apply to our life? When we know better, we do better. Come on, people. We know better? Then let's start doing better. And it starts with self. You can't go out there arguing with your little Johnny and Aunt Susie about what they doing wrong. Forget what they doing wrong. Let them come to terms by you leading. You just start doing better. Get in a position. Give it some time. Come, they say, wow, we see the change. What did you do different? Man, you know, first they gonna start to see the change because they not gonna be worried about you and thinking about you, so they're not gonna notice the difference, and they're gonna ask, how did you do it? Because we noticed the difference, but we don't know how you did it because we wasn't paying attention close enough like that. And that's where you had the opportunity to open the door and help somebody else. And like I always say, iron sharpens iron. So if you work on self, that's the key. Just work on self. The universe, God Almighty, they're going to send opportunity through vessels and people and purpose for you to be able to help them. And in the process of you helping them, you're going to help yourself. And when you help yourself, you're going to get stronger. And you're going to build a team, just like I'm building a team. See, everybody out there, I want y'all to know I'm not building followers. I don't want a fan base. I want like-minded individuals that truly see things the way I see things. That may even be, I met people that can help me. They teach me how to put the words that are in my brain, the things that I'm thinking. I want to put that in the words, and sometimes I can't. I find people like that interest me, and they can teach me things, so I'm always open to learn. And when you take that attitude, see, one time I got in trouble and I had a disrespectful conversation with a person in my old work in the union. And he said, Mike, that's the wrong attitude. And you know what? Me and him never really fully made amends the way I wish we would have. But guess what? We did talk, and you know how surface talk, and it's like, yeah, everything's good, but it really isn't. It was good on my end. I'm not 100% sure that I was convinced it was good on their end. But he said, that's the wrong attitude. And that stuck in my head like a loud ringing bell for a long time. Mike, that's the wrong attitude. And it kind of tortured me. And I'm grateful and thankful that I thought about something that long. It kept popping up. Mike, that's the wrong attitude. Mike, that's the wrong attitude. My dad always told me, your mouth gonna get you in trouble. And I had a rotten attitude. Now I got other people telling me that's the wrong attitude. And all these things are ringing in my head, and I'm trying to figure out how to get them out. I had to change my attitude. And it took work. And it took constant thought. Mental aerobics, mental gymnastics. That's what it is. You gotta do some exercise. You gotta exercise the brain muscle. You gotta work. Physical comes with it too. Being kind, opening doors, carrying bags, doing a good gesture. Physical comes along with it too. What comes from your mind, it comes from your heart. It's gonna come from your mouth, it comes from your body. So, you know, if you look at these things, I hope I touched on a few things. I'm gonna wrap it up. We're at 14 minutes. I wanna get done at 15. I said a lot. I was very passionate, and I hope that you guys felt that. And I hope that you guys learned something. I hope that I motivated, inspired you to be a better person. But we just want to take ownership. We want to have responsibility over irresponsibility. Don't do irresponsible things. We want to stop being a victim, and we want to be a victor. We want to stop making excuses. And you want to let yourself know in the mirror verbally out loud to yourself that you owe you. Talk to yourself. Look in the mirror. Tell yourself it's okay, and tell yourself what you deserve. Because if you believe you deserve it, the universe will serve it, and you got to talk out loud and speak things into existence. We got to have discipline, and remember, winners win and losers lose. I didn't make the rules, you know? Either you're going to be a winner or you're going to be a loser, and I'm going to let you know right now, it's a choice. You can be a winner. So go out there and kick ass, man.